Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. Hi, good afternoon. This is Soulful Sunday. It's a new thing. I just want to leave you with a thought, something that I've been thinking about for a bit of time. I've been thinking about a discussion I had with a few people while I was traveling overseas last week. And I noticed that a lot of people are getting left behind, are young people. But they're getting left behind because they doubt themselves. They doubt themselves because they're not sure about the outcome of things. When you're not sure about the outcome of things, what happens? Fear develops inside of you. You create fear around what you want to achieve. You create your own narrative around that fear and you sell it to yourself. So the example I was giving someone is quite interesting. I was saying, look, the universe and the Almighty is there, and I'm sure He's able to give us everything we wish for. So the universe is a place that gives you, in my opinion, anything you want at the time that you wish it. The problem with the universe is that you must be very, very, or should I say with God Almighty, in our case Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is that when you want something or you desire something, believe me, the great Almighty and the universe already knows what you want. You don't have to remind them every 5 minutes. It's not like somebody coming into your office every day and saying, do you remember you were supposed to give me an increase? And they come once a month, and soon they come once a week, and then they come once a day, and then they come 3 times a day, and then eventually you say, listen, just piss off, this is not working for me. I don't want to be associated. I don't want to do anything for you. So the universe is like a situation where you're able to achieve anything you want out of it at the time that you want it. The problem is that we give misdirections to the universe, and I'm going to prove that to you. So you wake up in the morning and you want to buy a Ferrari SF90, and you know why I'm using that example. But anyway, so you wake up in the morning, you decided, finally, I'm going to buy this SF90, and that's it. You go upstairs, you stomp up the staircase, you're going to take a shower. While you're taking a shower, you think to yourself, geez, I wonder what the registration costs and what the insurance is going to be on that car. But anyway, it doesn't faze you much, so you get dressed. While you're dressing, you think to yourself, I wonder if my family can drive it. You think my son will want to drive it. Maybe my wife will want to drive it, whatever. Okay, it's fine. You get in the car, you go off to the Ferrari dealership, you arrive there, and the first thing you do is you look at the color and you go like, maybe this is not the right color. I would have liked black, but it's red. You can change that. Now you start thinking about, I wonder what the maintenance cost is. Now you're sitting in the car and you say to yourself, I wonder what that maintenance cost is going to be. I wonder what the insurance cost again is going to be. Should I finance it, and what's the finance cost going to be? What happens if I'm in an accident? Who's going to repair it? Should I actually consider maybe taking a short-term insurance? And you come up with 1,000 other reasons as to why this is bad. And eventually, by the time you're finished looking at the car and starting and revving the car to death, you realize, you know what, this is maybe not for me. So what is the moral of the story? Is you woke up in the morning, you wanted this asset, you were dying to have it, and by the time you got to receiving it or taking control of it, you worry about, how am I going to finance it? Do I have the money for it? Should I take my pension fund? And for that moment, it's all the negative things that we've been taught to do as children, to question every good decision and bad ones, to question it to death, to question your dreams, to question where you want to be, to question whether you'll succeed. All those questions result in one thing only, creating a fear of failure. And that fear will drive you to fail. It will. Unless you suck it up and you make sure that you have the following mindset, that I'll deal with it when I need to deal with it, if I need to deal with it. It's like getting into a pool and you're swimming, and not a pool, but into the ocean and swimming. You never know the circumstances. You never know how deep it's going to be. By the way, I don't swim, but I'm just taking a guess as to how it would be. You need to understand the terrain when you're in the terrain, and that's probably the best way. I'm not saying don't plan. I'm not saying be risky. I'm not saying don't apply your mind to situations. But I'm also saying don't let the fear consume you so that it kills the dream. Don't allow the dream to die because you have a problem, or there will be problems, or the road will get difficult. As a young person, God, you have youth, you have energy, you have time, please God. So utilize all of them in synchronized versions of what you want to achieve, and you'll acquire that. Don't let people hold you down. Don't let yourself hold you down, for goodness sake. Forget about every 5 minutes. When a kid is born, and I have a sort of like 7-week or 8-week kid, beautiful, growing at 300 grams a week, by the way. But I have this beautiful child, and he has no fear, other than maybe falling. I understand that's one of the fears that newborns develop. But the issue for me is that from that time onward, it is us, the parents, the people that educate them, all of these wonderful, beautiful risk mitigators, parents usually, create the whole host of fear inside of you that drive you bonkers. Because everything is fearful. Everything has got a risk, and therefore you should be scared. Don't fall, careful. Don't walk on the wet floor. You'll fall and break your head or break your this or that. Be careful when you're going to the shops. Don't drive fast. Don't. What that does, it conditions you to have fear as part of your everyday life. And then you have the control risk associated to that fear, the ability to control the risk and reduce it. But there's always that inherent risk that most entrepreneurs know that they're not in control of. And my view is, if you're not in control of it, don't worry about it. If you're not in control of it, you'll deal with it when it happens. If you're not in control of it, make sure that the other issues that you're dealing with are things that you have thought about. But anything that you're really and truly not in control of, forget about fretting about it. It's just going to waste your time. You are in control of your own destiny. So make sure that the decisions you make are fearless decisions, and those decisions that come out of love and not necessarily fear. This is Soulful Sunday, a new thing that I've come up with, or should I say the team's come up with. Just some thoughts that I have that are annoying me, scratching my head about. I thought I wanted to just share one or two with you.